Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the RockstarFlipper YouTube channel live show here on Thursday. A couple minutes late. Sorry about that, guys. But did anybody do the math? Anybody take a minute and divide out the number of days? Does anybody know how many days are left in the year? Well, the amount of days left in this year, according to my calculations, are 183 days. And I want you guys, every person in this room, to make at least $10,000 in the next 183 days. And that's actually not counting the last few days of June. We have about 5 days left in June, less than 5 days now. That comes out to $54.64 a day, if you didn't do the math. $54.64. Everybody hear me? I forgot to ask. Can everybody hear me? Everybody can see me, all that good stuff. I know you guys would have complained if not. Anyways, $54.64. If you make that every single day, July through December, you will make at least 10 grand in profit by the end of the year. Excuse me. I've been drinking water. I felt dehydrated all day. Okay. So what does it take? What's up, prime time? What does it take to make $54.64 every single day to get to $10,000? Well, I know I haven't done this in a while, and so I want to show you guys an example here in the chat of how many people make at least that much every single day. And I also want to show you guys what the averages are and exactly how much work it would take for you to hit that number on an average daily sales amount per platform. So how many people in the chat right now do at least $54 a day in profit, which is probably around $100 to $110 a day in sales? How many people match that number on an average? I know some days are better and some days are worse. How many people in the chat right now already make at least $54 a day? And good evening to everybody that's here. Thank you. You love the shirt. I love the shirt too. Thank you, guys. Yeah, prime time. I'm gonna break it down for you guys. If anybody needs help, by the way, over in the chat, those blue wrenches, it's Dominic at Primetime and Adam's Exploits, both over to help you. And I believe that Flippin' Hippo Star is in the chat as well. So thank you guys for being admins and helping out. And you are supposed to make money. Every other day or so, almost I do, we do. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat already making $54 a day. So that probably means you have to average about $100, somewhere around $3,000 a month in sales. And so here's how easy it is to make $54 a day in profit. Most people in the chat, I'm going to give you the three numbers that you need: average number of items per day sold, average amount of sales, and the average amount of listings that you need active in order to reach that plateau, that number. Okay, so here it is. So get your pen and paper, get your electronic pen and paper, your pad, your notepads, grab your iPad, take a note, open it up, do your thing, grab your notepad, take all this down, whatever it is that you need to do, wherever you take stuff, phone, iPad, the whole shebang, and write this down. $54 in profit by the end of the year, per day in profit by the end of the year, equates to about $108 in sales. Most people in this chat average 50% profits, no matter what category they sell in, a little bit more if you're selling on some other platforms. Does anybody in the chat know their average percent of profit? If you make $1,000 in sales, you should be making around $500. Does anybody know their 50% margin? And that includes all of your platform fees, whether it's Posh fees, eBay fees, PayPal, the cost of buying your shipping labels, your materials, the cost of your QuickBooks software, the cost of everything that you put out. You should be, and cost of goods, of course. You should be somewhere at least 45%. 50 is better. If you're at least at 45, you're doing good. If you're at 40, that's really a minimum. If you're working on less than 40% pre-tax and all that, it's probably not good. Does anybody know their numbers? Layla says 42%. And just as a heads up, guys, in order to make $10,000 in 6 months, that's going to be about $1,600 and 66 cents per month. So that's what we're looking at, $1,666 in profit per month. Wayne at 54, Deborah at 40, Layla at 42. Most people are going to fall in that mid 40s range. I think some people up closer towards 50. I'm right at about 49 to 50%. That's where I sit around. Flippin' Hippos, Star and Keith do 60% or better because they get a lot of 99-cent stuff. So their cost of goods is really, really low. Okay, so in order to hit that number in profit, you're going to have to do at least $108 to $112 a day in sales. So that's the amount of sales you have to do a day in order to make 10 grand by the end of the year. Now, how many items per day is that? What is everyone's average sale price? In the chat right now, what is your average sale price and what is your main category? Just put like $25 clothing, $80 electronics, $10 video games. Put it in the chat right now. I can tell you guys on clothing, I can show you a spreadsheet right now just over the last month or so. On clothing, we've been averaging closer to $20, about $18 or $19 with about a $10 profit. Maybe $11 profit, closer to it. But put it over there. $25 in toys. So Steven does replenishables at 25 to 30%. Yes, if you do RA replenishables or online, your percent of profit may be smaller. So always adjust these numbers for your business model. $10 remotes, average sale $90 on shoes. Layla, wow. $45 ladies bags, men's, women's clothing, 18 clothing, 30 clothing, 10 in DVDs. So you can see the media is kind of lower. Media can be, a smaller average sale price. Household for Layla at $20, 22 in clothing, 15 in clothing. So we're going to go off of everyone targeting a $20 average sale price, right? $20 average sale price and $54 in profit. That means $10 profit at 50% means you need to sell 5 to 6 items a day if you're making $10 or $11 profit per item. So you sell an item for 20 or 22, you make yourself 10 or 11 bucks. You need 5 to 6 items per day to sell. 5 to 6 items per day will make you $1,666 a month. So if we do that same math over just the month, 30 days times 5 items a day is 150. And if you're making about an $11 profit, you're going to make that $1,650, maybe $1,666. That will give you your $10,000 by the end of the year. And if you'd done at the beginning of the year, you would have made $20,000 in profit for the year, right? Okay. So you need to sell 5 to 6 items if you can maintain a $20 plus average. If you are less than $20, you're going to have to sell 7 items a day. What does that mean? So that's number 2. How many items per day? What does that mean for number 3? How many items you have to have active? So again, what's your average GP on remotes, Casey? Average sale price on remotes hovers around 13 to 14. I sell some for 20 and then I sell some for 9 and 8. Probably more like 13, 14. 13 is probably more reasonable for remotes. Profit, because I only pay about 25 cents for them, plus the $2.92 shipping, plus the fees. Probably talking about $7 on remotes ish. $7 to $8 is profit on remotes, if I had to guess. So I would have to sell, I'd probably have to sell about 8 of those, 8 remotes a day to hit this number. Okay. So in order to sell 6 or 7 items a day, 5 to 7 items, somewhere in that 5 to 7 item a day, how many active? Well, how many people in here can tell me their average sell-through rate? In other words, how many items a day on average or in a month do you sell, and how many items do you have active? We can easily figure it out. Let's say that you have 500 items and you sold in a month 40 items. You had 500 active and you sold 40 items in 30 days, which is 1.33 items per day with 500 active. Well, 1% would be 5, and 2.5% would be 2.5 items. You sold a little less than that. So you sold somewhere around like 0.25% per day. Anybody tell me right over there how many items you have active and how many per day that you sell? We're going to show you how many active items you need in order to sell 7 per day. So Star says she's at 1% remotes, 0.5% on clothing, and a little less on plush. So let's go off of Star's numbers here. Let's go ahead and pop her up there on Flippin' Hippos. 0.5% on clothing. In other words, if Star has 1,000 pieces of clothing listed and she was selling 1% per day, she would sell 10 pieces. 1% of 1,000 is 10. She is selling a 0.5%, which means on average 5 pieces of clothing a day for every 1,000 active. Well, if we know we need to sell 5 or 6 pieces, she needs 1,000 pieces a day active of clothing or plush in order to sell 5 or maybe 6 pieces. Her remotes are at 1%. So if she had 500 active and she sold 1% per day, 1% of 500 is 5. She would be hitting that 5 sales a day on remotes with only having 500 active. The remote price is a little bit lower. So in some cases, unless you sell higher ones. So somewhere Star is going to have to do in a mix in order to sell and profit 1666. She needs to have somewhere between 500 and 1,000. We're going to call it about 800 pieces active. Now, it turns out Star's got like 3 times that many. So her numbers should be, in theory, in profit 3 times the 1666. So if you do 1666 times 3, in theory, her store should be making about 5,000 in profit, doing 7,000-8,000 in sales total, just depending. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the chat, and it looks like we've got 180 active and sold 120 per month. So 120 per month is 4 sales a day with 180 active. Really good sell-through rate. It's over 2%. 2.5 sales a day with 130 items. So 130 items, 1% would be 1 item a day. They're selling 2.5. So they're up around 2+%. Welcome in from Houston. 100 items, and they sell 30 per month. So they sell 1 per day with 100 active. This is Psycho Stacker. That means they're selling at exactly a 1% sell-through rate. Does everybody see where I get that number from? 100 active items sitting on your eBay, and you've sold 30 items for the month. That means you sold 1 per day, 100 active. 1 over 100 is 1% per day, or 30% for the month. They sold 30 out of 100 items. They sold 30% of their items for a month. That's a good number to target, 1% per day. Okay. 5 per day on 275, again, at 2%. 460 with 4 to 5 per day, exactly 1%. 1,000 active with 8 to 11. Looks like everybody is sitting about 1%. Bill and Dave, Gnome and Frog, up to 2,270 items, and their sell-through rate is 1.6%. So 1% is on that would be about 22 items, and so a little bit better than that, actually. There you go. That is a good sell-through rate. Most of the people in this chat are hitting between 0.5% to 1%. So if we knock on that number and you're selling something that has a $10 profit and you have to sell 5 of them or 6 of them, you need at least 500 to 600 items. How many people in the chat think, or how long do they think it would take to get to 500 or 600 items? I'm going to break that down for you in just a second as well, because, well, it's not really as difficult as some people think. Appreciate all the likes on the video. Appreciate all those blue thumbs up as well. Thank you guys who pressed that. I saw a few come in. What did I just put up there? Oh, okay, there we go. 6, which means 1 point. Oh, and don't forget, this is one platform, right? Somebody, Stephen Bond, just reminded me that this is something that you can do across multiple platforms. So if you have your 500 or 600 items on eBay and you're selling your 5 a day or 4 a day, and then you have it cross-posted to Mercari or Posh or Amazon, you sell a few more there, a lot easier. Do you see how you can make it a lot easier or make a lot more money by having more listed? So 3 weeks to get in list. If I handed you 500 items right now, if they were already sourced and they were just dropped in your lap, how long to list them? Well, most people here list like what, 20 a day, 30 a day if you're cranking. That means you can put up 100 to 125 a week, give or take, maybe 150. But that would take you about 4 weeks to do 500 items. But you have to source that stuff too, right? 4 weeks is only a month, 1 month. So if you don't have a lot of inventory right now, or you don't have a lot listed, just remember, in 1 month, you could put up 500 listings. If you spent an entire month sourcing it, and so you split it up, half the month sourcing, half the month listing 250, the next month sourcing, listing 250. In less than 8 weeks, you could have your 500 plus items up, 600 items maybe, and be selling an amount equal to what you need in the next 60 days, 30 to 60 days, to hit the numbers to make $10,000 in profit by the end of the year. No questions asked. That gives you an additional 4 months to continue building the store so it makes more and more and more and more, to where you could make $15,000 or $20,000 or $25,000 by the end of the year. I see so many people come in my chats and my live videos in my Facebook group who are like, oh, I only make a couple $100s a month. In 6 months, I'll be lucky to make 1,000 or 1,500. No, there's no reason why you guys can't make 10 grand before the end of the year. I want to challenge everybody who's in this chat right now or watches this video a little bit later. I want you to make $10,000. I want you to put it in your goals right now. Those of you that are already hitting these numbers, this isn't for you as much. I want anybody who's in this channel right now who's making less money than this is, I want you to write down that goal, $10,000, put it in big, bold text letters, wherever you have to put it. I want you guys to set this goal that by the end of the year, you're going to make $10,000 in profit reselling whatever platforms you use. I don't care what platforms you use. And you're going to start tracking that by July. I want to see every item on every spreadsheet profited. And I want to see how many people we can get to do it with. And I'll help as many people as I can. Okay, I'm about 65 items away from 500. I could probably get up there in another month or so, catching up from the shutdown. Yeah, Angelique's got a full-time job, though. She's busy, and so I understand that she's at 500 is still good with a full-time job. Patsy works full-time, so about 3 to 4 weeks. Also, remember, disclaimer, guys, for this channel, if you guys work a full-time job, then you completely have a pass, especially when you do jobs like Patsy or Angelique, which I'm pretty familiar with what most of you do with a full-time job, I think. Yeah, if you didn't have to pay for them, you do have to pay for them. This $54 a day profit is less the cost of goods. You do still have to buy for 500 items. 500 items at a $2 or $3 cost over the next month is only $1,000 to $1,500 that you have to spend in 2 months. It's really not all that much money, right? You guys can invest that. Patsy says, I can't even imagine making 10,000, but you can. That's the thing, you can. Layla has kids, full-time job. Yeah, so those of you with like multiple children and you take care of your mom, weird message, you have the full-time job, all this stuff, absolutely excusable. I'm bad about giving people passes and excuses. I get it. I let those people slide, but how bad do you want it, right? How bad do you want it? You got to take care of family. You know, Angelique's got a tough job. I won't get into that, but a lot of you have tough jobs. And so, yeah. Thank you, James. Appreciate that. Esteban, what's up? So anyways, it can be done full-time or otherwise. Those are the numbers you need to hit. As a quick 2-second recap, $54 a day times the remaining days of the year will be $10,000 in profit. That's $54 profit, which equates to about $110 a day in sales. At a $20 average sale price is between 5 and 6 items. If you do 21, 22, 5 and 6 items per day, assuming you have a 0.5% to 1% sell-through rate, you need somewhere between 600 and 700 items. Somewhere between 5 and 7 is probably fair. To be safe, 600 or 700 active. If you have a 1% sell-through rate, then you're great. If your sell-through rate's really low, start moving more items. But 600 to 700 items should be enough to get you there. And I'm assuming most of you have 100 or 2. So that's why I kind of said you need to list 500 more. If you have 300 or 400 items up, putting 500 up just guarantees it. You'll make even more money, right? Okay. It is absolutely possible. Those of you that said you can't imagine making $10,000, imagine it. Put it out there in your mind. Mind over matter. Write it down. I will make $10,000. I don't even know if I have, hang on, if I have the marker here. I have the marker here. Let me write it down for you guys, just so everyone knows. Here. I'm back. I will make $10,000 profit. For me, this is every month, at least. But for you guys, it's by the end of the year. So my lights shine. One thing I hate about this whiteboard, those light kits shine like nobody's business on the whiteboard. Anyways, here, I can block the lights. Making the things. There we go. Let's see if I got something to block the lights for a second. There you go. No, they're just too bright. Anyways, I'll make $10,000. That's what it says, I promise you. It says I'll make $10,000. Okay, if you want it, you'll put the time in. Yes. So part of what I do is motivate you guys, which I'm really bad. I think at not motivation. I'm good at motivating people. I'm bad at I want to say it's more of like the follow-up. Like, I'll give you guys everything you need. I'll help you. I'll be there for you. What I can't do is I can't stand over your shoulder, right? I can answer your messages, your emails. I can't stand there and like every time you here, I'm going to show you guys what I can't do. Every time your iPad is sitting next to your computer while you're working and you go, whoop, oh my God, what are you doing over there? Like, pat, can't stop you from doing it, right? Like, oh, I'm going to play Candy Crush right now. No, you're not. You're going to sit here and you're going to list stuff. Go away. Go away, Candy Crush. Go away. You're going to sit here and you're going to list stuff. eBay. You're going to sit and you're going to list stuff all day. You're not going to play on Candy Crush. No, you're going to list stuff on eBay all day. Okay. So I can't smack you upside the head. I can answer emails. I can answer messages. I can motivate you. I can put out videos. I can give you the numbers. I can tell you what you have to do. You guys got to do it, right? What's up, Monique? Okay. So James has a really good comment here. I get so depressed on my death pile, but had to give stuff away and start over. No. Those of you that have inventory, be thankful. Inventory is not getting any easier to get. It's easy if you know what you're doing. But a lot of you have stores that are shutting down or still not open. So it's not the easiest thing right now. If you have a death pile, please don't let it overwhelm you. Pull out 10 things at a time. I have a death pile of ties right now somehow. Again, I bought like 200 ties. Don't let it overwhelm you to the point where you don't do anything. So if you just get up 5 or 10 a day, you will put that dent away. Remember, I just said if you just did 30 a day, you would end up hitting 600 for the month. So if you just did 15 for the day, you could still get up 300. And in 2 months, you would easily have that 600 listings with just 15 listings a day. You can do 15 listings in like an hour and a half or 2 hours max. So just set aside 2 hours, work at it, put the dent in the death pile, and you will see results. Trust me, you will see results. Get your butts moving. That's it. Knock out 15 to 20 listings before you do anything else. Dave and Bill call it the future income pile. It's your cash pile. It's not a death pile. Thank you, Belio 10. Is it Belio 1028? Thank you. I appreciate that. There's so many things out there that are worse than having a death pile right now. I assure you that having a death pile is the least of your concerns, and you should absolutely be counting it as a future income pile. Cash pile, Bill, elbowcough. Yeah, they're cash piles, guys. They're not death piles. So those are the numbers to hit 10,000. So let me hear some of your goals in this chat. 10,000 is a number I thought was fair, and it was a number that was reachable for everyone in this chat. What is everyone else's goals for the second half of this month? We have July, August, September, October, November, and December. We have 6 months left, right? 6 months left. What is the goal, the financial goals for this chat, for everyone here in the last 6 months of the year? Second half, third quarter, fourth quarter. Remember, fourth quarter should be better. None of us know what's going to happen in the world. So who knows if it will be better? Fingers crossed it will be. My goal, what is my goal? Well, honestly, you know, I've had so up and down months. I've had $10,000, $12,000 profit months. I've had $20,000, $25,000 profit months. You know, if you do an average of 20,000, that would be 120,000 additional in profit for the rest of the year. As long as I clear 6 figures again, clear 6 figures. That means everything, expenses, everything out the door. I make another 100 grand in the next 6 months. I wouldn't be too mad. 125 would be great. And I want to buy a new house. So I have a long ways to go. We're trying to buy a new house. It's very expensive, and getting a mortgage is not the easiest thing, even though I just paid a bunch of taxes. So I need to replace the money that I spent on taxes in order to help with the house and obviously moving expenses. So that's really our goal, because it's gonna break me. It's gonna cost a bunch. It's not going house poor. It's the fact that I sent the IRS $50,000 to pay taxes. Don't ask. It's a big deal. Yes, I have a CPA. Yes, I got all the deductions. But long story short, I had to prove a lot of income, and it just is what it is. So that's a big chunk of change, sending, you know, the IRS almost $50,000. And with that said, I have to replace that money. So that's what we're off to. 10,000 90-day total. Angelique. So she's at what's up, buddy? So she's got in 60 days, she'd be 20,000. Bill and Dave trying to make 80,000 for the year, 20,000 to pay off a truck, 40,000. My goal is to weasel out of managed payments. Nope, you can't. 12,000 for Rick Eisen. Rick, by the way, we got your order. It should be shipping out in the morning. Hashem, 5. Pay off the wife's minivan for Russ, 15. A lot of you guys trying to make that $10,000 or $15,000. That's really good. Yeah. I paid a bunch on the taxes. So it's no fun. It's no fun. Some people called me out on that, which was kind of crazy. So I just figured somebody actually said that I don't even pay I probably don't even pay my taxes, which is Roscoe, leave that alone, bud. The dog is climbing in the thing. What did you have to show to prove your income to the IRS? You don't show anything to prove your income to the IRS. You get 1099s and you report your income and you pay your taxes. I have to show money to the mortgage lending company to get the mortgage. I have to show them my IRS tax forms to get the mortgage that I want, which is quite a large mortgage, actually. Give me a second. Somebody actually was like, oh, you guys probably don't even pay your taxes. You probably don't even blah, 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 blah. So I'm trying to make sure this doesn't have any pertinent information in it. So here was one U.S. tax payment to the IRS in the amount of $29,954 to the Internal Revenue Service. You can see it. Just call it, might as well be $30,000, right? And the second payment, which is a little different, it didn't actually have the thing, but anyhow, in the amount of $18,207. So that's right about 48 and change, 48.3, 48.2, something like that. Anyways, why? Because we did extensions on our 2018 and then COVID happened, so we couldn't put in the 2018. So the IRS gave us a pass to pay the 2018s now with the 2019s. It cost us a few dollars to file it later. They didn't care. It wasn't that big of a deal. They didn't hit us with penalties. So we filed both 18 and 19. I paid almost $19,000 for last year, and I paid $29,900 for this year. So yeah, that sucks. Fire your CPA. No, Paul, it was it was actually help from you and somebody else. I track all of my miles. Absolutely. No, it is. It was not $1 million house. The house is about half that. Remember, the IRS gives you, or not the IRS, mortgage lenders, for you that are self-employed wanting to buy a house, mortgage lenders give you about 45% of your total income. So if you make $10,000 a month that you report, you are allowed to spend $4,500 on all of your bills. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to take away any car payments and any credit cards or revolving credit. So let's say all your bills are about $2,000, your car payments, your credit cards, all of that. And that's going to leave you $2,500 to pay for a mortgage. So if your house costs less than $2,500, they'll approve you based on other things, credit and whatnot. Well, I have a $2,552 car payment, and I also have, I don't have much in credit cards, but a little bit. It's a few $100s a month, so it's about $400, just minimum payments. And I have one other bill that we keep. It's medical, dental based, so that's about another $400. So my bills are $3,352, right? And so if you add in the new house, which is going to be all in about $2,100, it's $5,452. And so that means I actually have to prove $12,115 per month. So over 12 months, I have to prove $145,000 a month in order to afford just a hair over $400,000 house. So that is what I had to prove. So if you report $145,000 in taxable income, and that's taxable, that's after, not your gross, that's after I do, $300,000, $400,000 in income, but $145,000 is profit. Like I said, if I do $300,000, I make 50%, $150,000. So then they're going to tax you on that, the taxable income. And so that's where you end up coming up with a number like 34.8. I got it down to 29.9 legally using all of the deductions I'm allowed. I'm paying way too much self-employment tax. Paul, we'll talk after the show. You're probably right. Anyways, refinance the car. No can do. Negative equity in the car. Nobody wants to refinance it. They won't. No, Baron, you have to prove 2 years of income. So I proved 150 something this year and 100 and 125 for last year. That's why it was, or 120 last year, which is why last year I paid, almost 20 grand in taxes, and this year's was almost 30 because it was like a $20,000 or $30,000 difference in income, or $40,000 in income. It's just they'll take an average of it and it'll work out to the number that you need. I do have more equity in my house, Adam. I have over $100,000 in equity in my house. The problem is I'm using that for the down payment on the new house. I'm going to be paying about 80 to 90,000 in down. Well, I'm going to be paying about 80,000 down, and then I need 10 grand to buy a fence for the new house, to move. Moving expenses probably going to be a couple thousand. The fence is 3,000. The house does not come with a refrigerator. I didn't know that. Newsflash: brand new builds do not come with refrigerators. Really weird. So that's probably like $1,500. And we need a new washer and dryer. We've had ours forever. If we're moving into a new house, we need that. Another $1,500. So that's $3 grand. $3 grand for the fence is $6,000. Probably $2,000 or $3,000 for a moving truck and help and getting everything from here to there. I'm figuring 10 grand worth of moving charges. So 80,000 down, 10,000 moving is 90,000. And then when we get there, of course, we're buying a much larger house. Hopefully we're going to buy new furniture, a couple new TVs, all kinds of stuff. So another $10,000. So I'm figuring about 100 grand, which is the equity I have in my house. So everything that I'm moving out of here will go into the new house with the equity and all that stuff. And so there you go. Thanks, James, for the $2 towards the house. Appreciate that, bud. Time to get a cheaper car. New. The car is almost paid off. Well, by almost, I mean like a year and a half. How fast am I moving? In about 6 months, Paul. Brand new houses take about 6 months to build, 7 months. So it's going to be at least that long. Landscaping costs a lot. It's already done. Will the new house have a loading dock? No, the new house does not. What kind of car do I drive? It's a BMW. It's an i8. A lot of people took their washer and dryers. We're going to leave it here. The new family can use it or not. They're not bad. They're just probably like 10 years old. We've had them since we lived in this house 7 years almost. So we've had them like 8 or 9 years before, like a couple years before that. So no big HOA fee. The HOA, so the new house, if we get this house, the HOA is $60 a month, but it includes cable and internet. It includes very high speed 400 internet and 300 channels of cable and movie channels for $60 or $65 a month. It's a super killer deal. And the HOA also has what's called a CDD, a community development or disbursement fund. It takes care of the neighborhood and the upkeep and all. That's about 180. So the total is 240, but that's your HOA, your CDDs, and your cable and internet all included for 240. I already paid 200 for cable and internet anyways. So I'm basically getting CDDs and HOAs for like $40. So it's a really good deal to live in the neighborhood. Little high on the property taxes, little high on the insurance because it's a new build, but it has a lot of safety stuff. But it is in a cool neighborhood. So only moving about 30 minutes away, 25, 30 minutes, not far. And turn your 2-car garage into a warehouse. We will have a 3-car garage in the new house. And the new house, if we get it, is 3,300 square foot. Here, I'll screen share for you guys. I'll screen share the house for you guys. I don't care if you know the neighborhood. It's gated. Not really that worried about it. Valerie, $10. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. For the 2020 tax bill, more moving expenses may be deductible. Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. It is deductible. I don't know. We'll see. I'll screen share with you guys. Just give me a second. It's actually called a lagoon neighborhood. So it's got a lagoon, a man-made lagoon in the middle of the neighborhood. Literally smack dab in the middle of the neighborhood is an actual lagoon, legit. I'm trying to screen share. Just give me a second. It's not being cooperative. Chrome tab. Okay, so this is the neighborhood. This is what it looks like. I'll make it bigger. That's what the neighborhood looks like. That is in the middle of the neighborhood, literally. This is before it was built. Here, I'll just make it bigger. Oops. There you go. So that's in the middle of the neighborhood. Hopefully everybody can see that. And then I'll show you guys the second one. Fingers crossed we get this. We'll see. It's an expensive house. This is what it is. This is the actual house. It's like 3,300 square feet, 3,400 square foot, 2-story. 3-car garage. It doesn't look like a 3-car garage. It looks like it's a window, but it is a 3-car garage. So, yeah, there you go. Bonus room, den, office, game room, pool table room. It's got a lot of rooms. I don't know what I'll do with it all, but we are going to expand the business once we move to this neighborhood. And once we get the bigger garage, I'll have more storage. My car will have a bigger place, just better videos, better content, better background, better everything. So make goals, guys. This has been our goal for the last couple of years, and we worked towards it. We've saved towards it. You know, we put the equity in the house. We've got the money for me to pay these taxes, the money to put towards this house. And it's pretty cool little gig. So if you make goals, if you set goals, you work towards them, you'll make them. Yeah. So Aurora was late. That place with the Disney style resort style community pool. Yeah, it's it is no gators. I hope there's no gators in there. That was what I think. That's your pool in your backyard. Yeah. On the lagoon. Yes. That is it. So appreciate you guys with the kind words. I see all the kind words coming through. So thank you guys. That is that's kind of my talk to you guys. Set a goal. If it's 10,000, if it's 20,000, if it's saving 50,000 to buy that new house or 10,000 to pay off the car, just please put your money towards whatever it's going to be and really set a goal. I set a goal for you guys for 10,000 because I don't know everyone's independent financial situation. I just know that that's a goal that all of you can reasonably reach in the next 6 months. My goal is obviously to make back as much of the $48,000 as I possibly can that I paid to the IRS to put it back in my bank account, because that's a huge hit, especially when I sell this house and have to move. I'd like as much money as possible. With a built-in Netflix? No built-in Netflix. There's no gators. Thank you, Edwin. Yeah, it's a town called Wesley Chapel. You guys can look it up in Florida. It's cool. It's going to be a gated neighborhood. So good night, Jeff. Appreciate you being here. It's a cool area. Florida's awesome. If you guys come down, come visit, come hang out, come say hi, grab a beer. Always welcome. I appreciate all of you. So definitely. But the point of tonight's video is set a goal, write it down every day. And my challenge to all of you guys, write down your profits, write down your spreadsheet. I helped Aurora with a special spreadsheet last night for her to track her accounting. And you guys will know when you're on track. When you hit that $54 for the day, you don't hit that $54, you can easily make 10 grand. Just really sit down and do the work. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to make the money for you. Nobody's going to buy stuff. Nobody's going to sell stuff. Nobody's going to ship stuff for you. Nobody's going to list stuff for you. Nobody's going to do the accounting for you. I can't stand over you and whack you every time you pick up your iPad and try to play Candy Crush. All I can do is make videos, tell you what to do, how to do it, what the numbers are. The rest is up to you guys. So I'm going to leave it in your hands. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Storage Slayer, rewind the video. Really great explanation in the first 5 to 10 minutes. How far from the beach? About 20 to 30 minutes. About 20, 30 minutes. Robert lives in New Tampa. Yeah, Robert, hopefully I'll be living up there with you in the next 6 months. Anyways, that house, new building, takes about 6 to 7 months. So you're talking about July, August, September, October, November, December. I don't expect anything to be done before the first of the year. So January, February, it could be spring before we get moved. That's just the way it goes with new construction. They don't put them up overnight. There's no inventory available. And I don't really want to buy the model unless it was like a last-ditch effort to buy it after they sell the rest. We'll see. It's a slow process. We still got to fix some stuff in our house and get it all sold and all that good stuff. So, and then we have to kind of time it right so we don't sell our house and then the new house has months left and we don't have anywhere to live. So we have to time the sale of this house with the construction of the new one. So that's it. 277 is your target. That's a lot. Yep. Hit the like button. Smash the like button. Thank you, Star. Appreciate that. Appreciate everyone who did hit the like button. I'm going to roll out on you guys, give you a wonderful Thursday night wishes. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. You guys are the best. Check out all the videos from this week. There's some amazing ones I put up. How to list faster, how to take care of your spreadsheets, just like I did for Aurora. That's Myra. How to do everything that you need to do. It's all up. Check out our friends over at Adam's Exploits. He's in the chat. Check out Star and Keith at Flippin' Hippos. And also I saw... who else was here tonight? I'm already drawing a blank. I apologize. Somebody at the beginning of the chat. Oh, Dominic was here. I don't think he's here anymore, but Dominic at Primetime Treasure Hustler. Also, Paul, I will talk to you, CPA over there. You think Dave can take me in for a few months? I asked him. He said no. He's got 5 kids, remember? He said I can't live with him, that I better pitch a tent. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night. 10 grand. Go make money. Write down your goals. Divide them. Do the math just like I just did. and don't slack. Don't make me come find you guys. And I don't want anybody asking to live with me just because of the house. Love you guys. Good night.